Hello everybody, my name is Howie and we're back with a bit of a political video again. Actually, it is a political video. I must be just as confused as the Democrats are, honestly. So we're here to talk about the Democratic debates. Bad stuff. I mean, this is pretty much a fight of whether the crazy people with one brain cell are going to win or the slightly more sane people with 5 brain cells are going to win. I want to talk about the people who I do believe have 5 brain cells, which isn't many, and I will get to that in a second. But first of all, I am a little giddy right now because I just finished researching up on the debate, and I just want to give a huge shout out to Tulsi Gabbard, who destroyed Kamala Harris by just being like, listen, when push comes to shove, you just fail. And I mean, it was so true. And the way that Tulsi Gabbard presented it was just so epic. This is literally lightning striking down. I mean, it was an insane destruction, just going up in a glorious blaze of fire. Kamala Harris's chances of ever getting out of this Democratic election. And how did she respond? How was the response? By saying that you are in, 1%. You have 1% of voters. Okay, if you're going to be destroyed that badly, if you're going to be run over by an 18-wheeler by somebody who has 1% of the vote, what does that say about you? I am so baffled. If you know YouTube, you know the Thug Life compilations. Tulsi Gabbard deserves a video just for that. Somebody else who deserves a video for that is John Delaney, which I will talk more about in a second, but I would just like to say that in the first debate, he pretty much blew Sanders out of the water. Sanders still hung around because he's crazy, because for some reason crazy people find a way to do things. But that deserves a Thug Life video in itself. Maybe a smaller one. But anyway, let's start talking about some of the Democratic candidates that I believe have at least 5 brain cells, if I'm being completely generous. So the first person I want to talk about is Marianne Williamson. I don't agree with everything she says. Something that I did really like, one of her specific things she said, was that Democrats are focusing on the symptoms and not the causes. I understand this, and I respect this. I do really like this. Instead of sitting here arguing about, what type of guns are killing people, why aren't we focusing on the laws that allow people to have them? Instead of sitting here arguing over why illegal immigrants should be yes, why they should be patriots, why it should be legal. Why don't we talk about some of the causes, like the laws that are making it so they're actually legal? Now, personally, I think it should be cures, not causes. Put forth something to actually solve the issue, and that's something the Democrats struggle to do. Democrats. I can't speak today, but these are unintended puns that just work so well because they are hypocritical, and that's something I can touch up on in the future. So yes, Democrats are very quick to point out flaws in things that Republicans do. They're very quick to jump to Trump being a xenophobe and a racist and all this stuff, but they never present their own ideas. And any idea presented by the right is stupid, apparently. That is hypocritical in itself, because the left doesn't present any ideas, and when they do, it is absolutely atrocious. It's like, free everything! That doesn't work. That's basic economics. I don't even know why Bernie Sanders is still standing right now. He just figured out how it worked. He just figured out that you can't pay your employees $1 million an hour. But yes, I did like that Marianne Williamson is on the right track. I did like that. John Delaney is somebody else who I wanted to bring up. He's somebody who is actually presenting a solution to global warming and climate change. Now, even though I think that that is total BS, he is actually presenting an idea of charging for carbon and then giving it back to citizens in a dividend. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have not looked at this plan completely. I have not done any research. I have just heard from multiple sources that this is a plan that has flaws in it. I mean, yeah, there's flaws in it, and it's probably not going to work, but at least it's a sane idea. And I like how on the sane scale, there is a 1 to 10 scale, and the Democrats, some of them just list a 1 where they just don't present anything, and they're the people that just go out and call Trump a xenophobe and a racist. And then there's the people who are radical and who are up there on like the 13 out of 10 that are just like impeach Trump and all this stuff. I think this was a 5, and I think that John Delaney was actually attempting to present a solution, and I respect that. I do, even if it's not a great solution. Those are the people from the first debate I liked. There's 2 people in the second debate I really liked. And when I say really liked, once again, I mean that they have 5 brain cells. Alright, so the first person I wanted to talk about is Andrew Yang. And the reason that I liked him was he said, listen, instead of sitting here and calling each other names, which you do in a debate, Ben Shapiro has pretty much said that the point of a debate is to humiliate your opponent as much as humanly possible. But I like what Yang said, because he was like, instead of sitting here and bashing each other, why don't we talk about things that are actually happening? Like manufacturing jobs, he used as an example. And talking about how 4 million manufacturing jobs were automated. I mean, that's a lot of jobs. That is an insane amount of jobs. And I definitely respect Yang for bringing this up. Okay, so I don't think anybody is going to sit here and say that Joe Biden doesn't have a chance. He has 32% of the expected vote on Real Clear Politics. And something that I really liked about him was when we started talking about immigration. It's something that I brought up in my past videos. He talked about illegal immigrants, and he talked about how they are illegal. Wild stuff, I know, wild stuff. Illegal immigrants are illegal. I mean, it blows my mind, honestly, that a Democrat actually brought that up. But personally, I would probably be okay with him because, well, he was Obama's vice president. And that's something that was really funny, and I'll say it in a minute, but yeah, that's probably why I would say that Biden would be, up there in the people that I like. But yeah, Obama, it was really funny. The Democrats sat there and bashed Obama instead of actually bashing Trump. In the first debate, it was bashing Trump. In the second one, it was bashing Obama, and it was pretty hilarious. I mean, this is a pretty good example of the left's radicalism, because Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren were pretty much the ones that were bashing Trump the whole time. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the Democratic debates. Hopefully I'll be able to bring some stuff on the Republican debates